What's up, YouTube? Welcome to Redemption 46 Studios. I'm Nick.
I'm Curtis.
I'm Jarek.
And I'm Zach.
Y'all know the vibes. Y'all seen the picture? Y'all seen the thumbnail, and y'all know why y'all here.
Why?
Y'all here for some more samples from 2022 and 2021 from Kpop.
K-pop.
No long talk. Y'all know we are avid music lovers.
First full year of reactions within this
Yeah.
section too, so we're going to see what we can guess.
Yeah, so this would have been literally, like you said, everything. We would have been outside for everything for here too as well. So yeah, more vlog stuff coming soon too. We gotta go to a K-pop night, so if people were crying about it.
Yeah, bro, it was a K-pop,
It's a K-pop night tonight for like the
clubs is lit. Yeah, we gotta be outside.
We gonna get our GoPros and our other joints and be out in the joint. We gonna be like, party can. We got Kurt grinding on somebody.
Hey, yo, chill.
Patreon exclusive.
Patreon exclusive. See, this sound like K-pop night already. It's like Jack in the backlight. Sound fire. I don't know. Listen on God's here. Love dog.
Some fire songs we got to get into.
Hey, this a fire ass.
I would have never guessed that in my life. I would have never guessed that. Wow. You can hear it in the background.
Yeah.
It's my party. I'll cry if I'm. Hey, oh shit. Is this La Lisa? Blackpink?
Good call.
I see.
Another one.
Niles at it again. He's a fucking ram. NCT. Is this mascara? I don't know why I keep thinking everything is mascara. I'm saying did a double, is it? It sound like a bop though.
It's from 2020.
They gave us no time to guess.
I'm fearless.
I feel like I would have got that. Song's fire.
Hip hop back. It's like,
This one.
oh, this is a weekly joint. I heard this track, Fire. It's popular.
That video was crazy too with it.
This gotta be
Tippy toes.
smooth like butter, like undercover. I knew it.
Funny thing is, I just trying to get Tippy Toes to do it.
I thought Another One Bites the Dust was there.
It might be the same genre.
I'm so curious, but your boy wanna keep it cool. But I know every time you move, got me frozen. I get so shy, it's obvious.
That's Butter again, right?
Yeah. That's gotta be butter.
Step right to my beat. Rock with me.
I don't like them plagiarism claims. Y'all don't know hip hop. Talking about plagiarism.
I thought this was sampled from Dream Come True, a SM song from like Girls' Generation or something.
I wonder if it was more than one then.
This shit sound hard.
This shit sound hard.
That sample was crazy with this.
I don't want to be that dude. I don't remember Love Dive having that many progressions like that. Maniac, Shy Kids. Right?
Or Thunderous.
I got one. Let's go.
Funny enough, I did hear that a little bit in Thunderous too, I think. If I'm not mistaken.
Sound funky.
Really well blended.
Can't get you on my mind.
It sounds like an NCT track or something.
Blackpink, one of them. He's an MCT or Black. Oh, the Tiny's in this bitch.
Venom.
Stray Kids Venom.
Venom.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they slowed it down.
Okay, that's interesting.
And they both JYP.
Yeah.
Blackpink shut down, I think.
It's sped up. This is sped up or shut down.
They do that like la la la. Yeah, Pink Venom. My fault, Pink Venom. Blackpink, Blackpink. I'm caught in a trance. It's like NCT.
NCT.
This regular ass.
It's sticker.
We all have this sample in our computer. Everybody has that sample in their computer. Damn, I could have made that song.
They just have a lot.
Fire.
I'm not
First of all,
Cashmere was back, y'all.
For sure. Shout out Niles. Shout out Niles. I don't like people calling samples plagiarism.
Me neither.
Cause that's not what that is.
Well, they might call them plagiarism. If it's not clear, it is plagiarism.
No. I disagree. That's not plagiarism.
If it's not clear, I think technically you get sued and they're gonna call it plagiarism.
No.
Nick's like on the court document.
Yes, they could be petty, but that's not really plagiarism, right? I think
it's happened in K-pop, like with left, right, and other places and shit. Like.
I was about to say real hip hop. It's happened over here too. For example, Juice WRLD.
Mm-hmm.
I still
see your shadows in my room.
Yeah,
that's the joint Nas and them took.
In fairness, too, though, that's on whatever producer or engineer, because that's their job to do those things. That's not on the artist.
More in line of,
yeah.
I feel like
unless they're producing it themselves and everything, but yeah,
it could be. The argument of plagiarism can only come in play, for example, in that song because not only is the beat the same, it's the same melody as the song, as the original song.
So you got double whammied.
So you got that's why Sting gets like 70% of royalties from that. When you find a sample pack and you take something from there, you can't consider that plagiarism because that was designed for multiple people to use it. You know what I mean? It's not like they stole a song. They just stole I don't want to say stole a sound. They just used the sound because that's all pretty much producing is knowing which sounds to use at a certain time.
I'm with you if you're talking about kind of more so like certain sounds, because you know if it's more so sounds, cool. I'm probably not with you when it's like if the song is like down, down, boogie down, and then someone's song is we're going down, down, we'll meet you there, and it's just kind of you like.
That's kind of
hey. You just like
well, you often see commercials do that when they try to reference a song and then they'll kind of remix it to like the company's logo or something like that.
It's
and
more
that
like a
familiar
parody
sound.
and that.
Yeah.
So it's ways
but I imagine
around
there's
it.
a lot of legality that even has to go into those.
But to me,
things.
plagiarism is like literal copy and paste.
But that's why people hate that's why some people hate. It's mostly American, but some people hate like trademarking and doing everything else. It's almost like the that other channel we was talking about where someone was like, "Well, I'm about to coin reaction." And that means none of y'all can use the word reaction when y'all doing stuff. If that was legalized, that would stop millions of people from being able to do reactions and shit.
It's how specific do you want to go? Like for example, music is going to be music, right? That's going to be a blanket term. But then it's like, oh, rap or pop or country or any of these other kind of genres of music, to where you say, oh, they're doing the same genre as me. To what degree do you kind of say that that's the same? You're doing the same thing I'm doing. But then you even get more specific where it's like, as you said, lyrics or flows or beats, melodies, kind of things like that. But even so, it's like, if, where do you boil that down then with instruments where it's like, yo, I used a piano in my joint, you're using a piano in yours, or you're using the same keys. Like it just gets really kind of ticky tacky. And to be honest, I think with how crazy technology's gotten and everything, as far as like people not needing labels or anything really to kind of make music and everything, I just think it's kind of something that's been only tougher to figure out.
Yeah, I think both y'all hit it on the head. To really double down on your points, I'll let y'all jump back in. Yeah. Is I think you was just like, well, really sometimes it's up to the discretion of the producer, and that's when it's one of those situations where whatever producer y'all buying the beats from, y'all better make sure like they legitimate in the sense of everything was clear, because I think you said it too, Jared, where it's just like, imagine if you were an artist and you bought the beat and you had a reference track and y'all did the song and the song goes platinum, and then y'all have a third party coming to y'all saying that the person that produced the beat for you and did the reference track never got the sample clear. Now you are unaware of the entire situation. Someone is claiming plagiarism and you didn't do anything wrong for like, you know what I mean? It really was somebody who didn't get things handled prior to you doing the track. So I think both y'all bring up like good points, and that's when it's kind of fucked up, because
it's just an interesting scope of kind of music.
Yeah, because I'm sure in K-pop, and we probably can say this with any group that we kind of love, we kind of know the type time they on. We would think most of these groups wouldn't deliberately be trying to steal music or do anything, especially popping ass.
We know that like how much training they go through, how much they love what they do.
I'm about to lose this shit over one track. Like,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think people might call it plagiarizing out of just not really knowing how the production process of making music is. You don't always have a live band there making things on the spot. That's lovely and things, but things like that take a little bit more time. But also the joy of like producing and making a beat is finding different sounds. Even when they were making beats in the 80s, 90s, 2000s, looking through crates, looking through different vinyls, going through.
You gotta get your inspiration somewhere.
Yeah, you gotta get your inspiration somewhere, and you also that's what makes you fall in love with music even more as a producer, is that you now start to open your ears and start listening to all different types of music just to see if you can find little things that you can use from that song. Like,
yeah, and I like that it can go even kind of on both ends of the spectrum, where it's like, either I have the bars or the lyrics or what I'm trying to convey in the song, and it's just like what kind of instruments or what combination of instruments is going to serve that best, and then you just go on that experimenting kind of trip of just listening to different things, instrumentals, and it's really like a needle in the haystack kind of thing, because there's so much music around the entire world and everything. Or it could be the vice versa side of it, where it's like you just heard that one sound and it's just like, this just made me feel like something that I just want to dedicate a whole song to or a whole album or whatever the case may be, and then you kind of reverse engineer it that way. But I just think that's really incredible too, and it's all out of love, you know.
I was
like,
gonna
in
say
those
that's
respects at least, yeah.
That's like the beauty of art and just creating is, you know, one thing is gonna lead to the next. You know what I mean? And I'm scary, but whatever. Yeah, that's the beauty of creating, right? Somebody found some paint, put it on the easel, and they was like, you know what, we can do something with this. And then somebody saw it, and they was like, we can do something else with that. You know, Shakespeare's a perfect example. We've been retelling Shakespeare's stories.
They say every story in literature is a Shakespearean tale.
You can trace back a lot of things to Shakespeare, and it's not necessarily plagiarizing. It's just as art.
It's building upon a foundation that's already here.
Homer and the Odyssey, as far as like, you know, the hero's journey and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you can track to like literally any love story or anything, but it's just it's art, man. You gotta appreciate how art is made.
I think that's the basis of art, is just kind of, I don't want to, I feel like it's a blanket statement to kind of say we've reached a point in media where everything has been done. But I think we're at a stage where we don't need people to reinvent the wheel. You just got to find a way to modernly use the wheel differently than anybody else has been doing it. So whether it's music, whether it's art, whether it's movies, it's like, what story can I tell that maybe someone told already, but it's repackaged in a way that's unique and centers to the point that I'm trying to make. And I think that's really what you got to do with sampling and everything else. Even if you got to just take certain core elements, because Ye does it a lot, where it'll be maybe 3 different samples. RZA was doing it on the scene that you were talking about, where it's just like, all right, I'll take the piano from here, I'll take the drums from here, I'll take the synth from here, and I'll take the bass from here, and I'll put that all together, and then I'll do my own drum kicks, and then this is my beat. So, you know, I think it's art. It's
even
subjective.
just the audio or the audio aspect of everything, where it's like I'm trying to layer even like the decibels to where it's like, okay, what if instead of having these even, I raise this up a little bit and lower this a little bit to make a certain instrument more prevalent in the track and everything, and that's going to convey something different. Like, for example, if you have something that's kind of like loud and triumphant, like, you know, like a horn, like a French horn or trumpet or something like that, and then you kind of have a drum kick kind of underneath it a little bit, or you add in some kind of like church organ or something where it's like a little like hint of like evil underneath or something under the surface, like unsettling kindness to it. Like you could just, there's just so many like communications, because music is just inherently going to make you feel something. You know, a string is going to provide a different emotion from a different string. You know, this key on a piano is going to provide a different feeling than this. You know, like, even if you look at like a scene of like, you know, characters having like an emotional moment in a movie or in a show or anything, oftentimes they'll just click 1 or 2 piano keys and that'll be it. That'll be the entire track that's kind of laid under, yet it adds something so different. But then on the opposite end of the spectrum, you get 2 or 3 different piano keys and all of a sudden it's, you know, the Halloween score and it's scary. And it's just like, you know, the music is just so much. So combining all those different things, instruments, combinations of instrumentations, but even so, the decibels of kind of how much or how pronounced they are in that track in relation to your vocals, your lyrics that you're spitting and everything. Like there's just so many combinations of that, and like to see that as anything different other than, you know, purely art is just like, you know, I just feel like it's something that you kind of lose a lot of the aspects of creativity within that.
Anything with that, bro? Yeah, music definitely is beautiful. You want to add anything else too, Jerk?
Last thing I was really gonna add is just that I feel like bad that we kind of missed like all these, because we're like in the beginning of the reaction, we're like, oh, it's the first year, we gonna nail all these out, and it was like shit.
Did we go over?
Yeah, there's a ton of songs that weren't on here though.
Yeah, it's a couple, just because some groups we haven't even like tapped into yet.
Yeah,
it's like 10 new groups that's out we haven't tapped into yet neither and shit. Who, you know, literally have debuted like within like the last year, who aren't from like any of the like the big 3 or Hybe, but are groups that are popping that we haven't got into. Y'all saw Weekly up here a lot of times, and we haven't really dove into none of their content either yet. I've was up here, right? Yeah, so it's just like we've been there like a couple times and stuff. The BTS stuff threw me off because Yet to Come, you can hear the sample.
I wouldn't have guessed it though.
But it's funny too how some songs, or the sample is so prevalent in some songs, and other times the sample is just literally in the fore background almost to the point where you forget it's a sample somewhat in there. So I thought that was decent. The Butter joint I thought was like not so much of a sample, but like that's a rip from like Another One Bites the Dust Queen, kind of like to me it's just kind of like them same type of patterns, like the doom 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 doom, and it's just so I get that.
Like you're 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, or something like, but it's just that.
Yeah, it's that funky groove from like the late disco era going into like the 80s.
Also, just to double down on your point a little bit, is I found it interesting too that like I mean we were saying all this about sampling and everything, and that's in relation to even just kind of one sample that could be laid under everything, and the fact that they had 2, 3 samples for different songs just adds so much more complexity to kind of how everything is. And I know we talk a lot in K-pop about how we're going to get beat switches and how well they're going to try to gel the rap lines with the vocals, and just how some kind of dance break might be in there and things. So just it's so you could just tell there's so much care given to the beats and everything to kind of include all those elements and make it feel organic and everything. We often use the analogy of like the K-pop ears, I guess, as far as like being adept to kind of some of those things now. So I just think like anytime they're able to go through all that hard work, it just really gives you insight to how much goes into all this to give us these kind of songs. And I love videos like this as well, putting us onto songs either we didn't know or having a deeper appreciation for songs that we did know and love.
Yeah, if y'all like this type of content, let us know in the comments. Also, if y'all want us to react to any of the songs that popped up on here, definitely going to be throwing them on the list. But I would like to see what y'all would like to kind of come first from this.
And did y'all guess any of them?
Yeah. And to be honest. Also, if it's any like kind of behind the scenes for like any of these type of groups talking about why they chose song selections, or just, kind of giving a little bit more information on like why they like these beats and everything, send the links. But other than that, we love you, demons. We'll holler at y'all.
Peace.